And we're back with the second hour of A Song of Tara. And hello. And we have I won't call it a cliffhanger, but we have a natural break in the action for the people who are looking in on some suspicious looking characters. And we should probably hop over to all the rest of you in the meantime and see a little bit more about what you guys are doing. So you were sitting around in the park, you said?
Yeah, and I think Shiva would probably have engaged Taliesin in conversation at some point.
Yes.
What's the policy on... excuse me. Yes. Well, do you know what the policy is for smoking inside the park during daytime hours?
You can smoke.
Okay. Taliesin won't have a joint because that's a tiny bit illegal, but a normal cigarette for now.
Yes.
So what are we talking about?
Well, I can't think of a lead-in, but eventually she would have gotten to the point where she's like, "Well, I've given it some thought, and I think you're actually doing quite well as an alpha right now."
Donald sure chokes on something he's drinking.
I was waiting for that.
I think in that case, Shiva glances at him and says, "I mean, clearly Colonel disagrees with you, so you must be doing something right."
Oh, burn!
At that point, even Taliesin can't suppress a single snorting snigger, and smoke just billows from his face.
Oh, perfect.
I want another pack.
We'll get to that kind of stuff later. Don't worry. Well, thank you for saying so, Shiva. I'll admit it's taken me quite a while to get into the traction of leadership, but I think I'm handling it okay.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I know I haven't been handling everything too well.
I know. It is overwhelming, isn't it?
Yeah.
Put it one way. When this kind of tragedy happens, you either clam up, you let the rage take over, or you just you let yourself hurt over it, but then it heals. It's raw and it's horrible, but sometimes it works. That's what I try to do. Foolishly sometimes, but well, Raven was always going on about how I'm meant to be the heart. I can't afford to harden up and just all the time and just be cold.
No.
Sometimes I got to. Yeah. I've got to just sometimes open up and let the pain, let the wounds, let the rage, the joy that the pack feels be all my emotions. If I'm the heart, I have to bleed for the pack.
Well, I'm certainly behind you.
Thank you.
Also, you do realize, right? You're the highest ranking alpha in the sub right now.
Yes, I know, I'm technically set leader. It's quite daunting.
Well, if you need any help, be sure to ask me.
Thank you.
Hille.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm trying to think. The situation with the Bastet is quite interesting. I'm amazed that, well, in many ways, I'm amazed it even happened.
I'm amazed we found another type of pharaoh and they weren't, balls of rage.
Well, not all of them. The point is that it was Isha Khan. It was their leader that wanted to talk in the first place.
Yeah.
He wanted non-aggression. It's been, for the most part, it's been our species that have been attacking the other Fera for God knows reasons.
Yeah, exactly. I think we could do a lot of improving in that area.
We can try.
The whole turning away allies just because they're cats and we're dogs seems stupid.
I'm sure there's a little more to it than that, but whatever the reasons, it's best we try and put aside that difference now. If we're meant to be facing the last desperate days of fighting, we might as well get as many people around us as we can.
Yeah, let's all face the end of the world together. That sounds terribly romantic if you don't think too much about it.
We've got to be. If we're not going to be, if we can't be romantic, we end up being cynical. If we don't end up being cynical, we end up being batshit insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
You know, back when we first started out, before we had our rite of passage, when I was having those... a few years or so ago, back when I was making those calls to Siobhan.
Yeah.
I remember once she actually told me that she, for all my hippy-dippy peacing way, she actually quite respected the way I thought about these things, because she said, you get it. Of all of your pack, right here and now, in this time, you get what it is to be one of us. I didn't think she was true. I thought maybe the rest of you have had some inkling, but I don't know, maybe she was right. I think we all get it much more now, but...
I know I'm probably the one who gets it the least.
Well, there's only so much of that you need to get before you hit the point where you need and want to change things.
That didn't take long for me.
Oh, no. Yeah. I'm one of those... I'm good at leading in the moment, but when it comes to pushing for change, I'll take the steps, but I've never been good at inspiring by catalyzing the change like you can.
I think Shiva gives him a gentle punch in the shoulder.
Ow. Just a completely deadpan.
Pussy.
Hey, can I do that?
If you do that, it'll really hurt, and I'll fall off of this fucking bench.
Oh, sad face.
Exactly. And with that in mind, you have my full permission to do so.
Connell slams his fist into Tally's upper arm.
And over he goes.
Oh!
With
Ian
the song in the background going, "Fly me to the moon."
Tally gets back up and rubs his bruising arm. He looks at Connell with a very neutral expression and then just says, "I love you too, Connell."
Connell just winks.
Yes.
And goes back to munching on some bacon or something.
Yes, just...
Where the hell did you find bacon?
Connell.
Bought some on the way, I'm sure. Bought some on the way.
Yes.
Hey,
Or
Connell.
raided the fridge while Fina weren't looking.
I think Shiva calls out to him.
To who?
Connell.
Hmm?
While we're waiting anyway, why don't we do some sparring?
Sure, want me to hit you too?
Well, ideally I'd be able to not get hit, but...
Oh, okay, cool. Let's go.
Out of character, the park is open and there are people around at this point, aren't there? Or is it still
Yes.
the wee hours?
No,
not like we
there are people around. As I said, about a couple of thousand Irishmen at this time.
But there are
even-
they understand people fighting.
Well, I think Shiva's intention was
If
for
it's-
it to look like they were practicing martial arts or something.
Yeah, or even just rolling around on the ground, mock fighting and such. That they
Sure.
people, as long as it's obvious that nothing bad is happening and that it's just for fun and game and everybody is laughing and having a hoot, then that's fine. If it's a contact sport and contact is actually being made, then it's going to have some consequences.
And yet, Tally flying off the bench didn't make anyone raise a brow.
No, that's just teenagers being teenagers.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: nobody gives a shit about what happens to men. It's only when women are involved.
No,
Oh,
if it's two guys actually getting into real fisticuffs where blood is drawn, then people will take note and do something. But the fact that one teenaged boy gives another teenaged boy or young man a stinger on his upper arm, nobody's going to bat an eyelash.
Nope.
No. So as they get up, Taliesin does the same and says, "All right, children, we're in a public place, so petting is fine, but don't go full out or people will start staring."
Wait, is petting against the litany? I know I'm not there, but isn't it?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
Tanya
why you say.
taught me a few counter throws. I just want to try them out.
Sure.
And she does the come at me motion at him.
Oh god, the Cole sort of, yeah.
Actually, so who is fighting who, or is everybody fighting everybody?
No, Taliesin's watching.
Okay,
He's not getting up.
and then Shiva and Connell, are sparring.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Basically, Daddy is looking at his puppies playing.
You get started on that, and it's actually going quite well. I mean, obviously Shiva has been practicing her fighting skills with Xenia, so she's not a pushover in any way. Connell obviously still holds a decisive edge, but she's not. She knows what she's doing. She can hold her own.
Sure.
And you get you get the blood pumping and some the circulation going and it's actually quite fun. It's a nice way of working out some rage, if nothing else, some frustrations, and then suddenly what happens is that Connell, you have a moment where you feel things just for one split moment it feels like the world is unreal, and you are standing in a dark side alley. It's nighttime. It's no longer day. It's nighttime. You can smell blood, a lot of blood. You can taste blood running down your teeth. It's not your own. It's something that you have bitten or torn into. As you look at your hands or your paws, you are in Krinos. As you look at your paws, you realize that they too are absolutely soaked in blood. There is at your feet lies someone who is unrecognizable. You've ripped them to absolute pieces. You can't tell who the dead person at your feet really is. And then just as you have this feeling of fuck yeah, you can hear this all too familiar mocking laughter. And as you turn around to see where the fuck Victoria is, Shiva lands a solid right hook on your jaw, and you're snapped out of it because you've been completely gone from maybe a second and a half, and in comes Shiva's fist and just gets you smack in the mouth.
Oh my god, are you okay?
Whoa! Shiva, stop! What the?
Sorry.
What was that?
All right,
I don't know, Connell. You tell us.
Connell looks around, trying to see someone recognizable, someone looking like, even though it's the middle of the day, looking like Victoria.
There's just a lot of, there are a lot of happy people who are out enjoying a sunny afternoon in the green. And that's it. There's nothing untoward, nothing suspicious of any kind going on. And you're standing there. I'm kind of imagining you, from what you just said and the way you said it, that you're in a very sort of prepared sort of body language. Okay, Come at me, bro. Yep. I kind of guessed. So the others can see this isn't him acting anymore. This isn't practicing. He looks like he's preparing to fight for real. And right as that realization sinks in, Shiva, you suddenly find yourself running on all fours in Hispo. You are underground. You can smell it on the air. It's that stale underground sort of smell. The lighting is very poor. It's like old what they call old-fashioned light bulbs that are almost at the end of their functioning lifespan. So the light flickers on and off. It's a long hallway. You're not sure if you're running from anything or to anything. You can't tell. Your heart is racing, but you can't tell if it's fear or if it's anger. You can't make out the difference. But you have a very clear sense that wherever you are running to, there will be something, and you're not sure what it is until you get to, suddenly out of nowhere, you get to there's a door, a metal door, which you literally run into, but a Hispo is a large beast. You burst through the door, and you see a flash of red, and then you see someone from the back. You see a person from the back dissolving into dust, and then you hear a woman's voice, again, a well-known voice to the lot of you at this time, going, "Thank you for playing your part." And then you too are back in the green, almost stumbling because in your mind you've been running and now suddenly you're standing still.
Yeah. Oh, Shiva holds her head. Are we having visions?
It felt pretty real to me. I was standing in some dark place with blood all over me, blood everywhere. I could smell it, I could feel it, and then I heard that fucking bitch's laughter taunting me, and then you punched me. Nice hit.
Well, you were at a disadvantage. I was running underground, I think, through for a long time, and then I burst through a door and I saw someone dissolving into dust, and then, well, Victoria, again, thanked me for playing my part. And she looks to Telias and expecting him to suddenly get a vision or something.
Yes, as this is happening, Taliesin does the only thing that makes sense to him. He actually sits down on the grass.
Just to be
He
prepared.
sits down on the grass and takes a big hit on his cigarette to sort of
Yes.
stabilise himself.
Yes.
And it's like,
they're falling all over. I'm sitting down.
it's a case of, get ready, get ready. And he says...
Yeah, you sit there, and as you slowly exhale and let the smoke billow out from your lungs, it fills up your vision. There's nothing else but smoke. It's very dark, but it's smoky. You can smell cigarette smoke, tobacco smoke. You can smell the sweet scent of weed.
Oh, lovely.
And you can smell stale blood, which is a disgusting mixture.
Oh, yes.
What
the fuck was that?
You can hear it sounds like it's distant. You not within actual reach, but you hear voices, muffled voices shouting. You hear what you are pretty sure would be gunshots. Again, they're muffled. It's like you're underwater and you're hearing these things. You hear the sound of metals clanging against metal, and again you hear this horrible, annoying, mocking laughter. You as well. And Victoria's voice right next to your ear, so close that you could swear that you can feel her breath on your earlobe as she whispers, "I win." And as you that makes all the little hairs on your arms stand up, because she's not supposed to be that close. The smoke changes to feathers drifting down, black feathers drifting down through the air, and you hear Raven's voice take over, cawing in your ear. "The cradle rocked, the fated mocked, blood flows in gutters, the dead in hiding mutters. Victory for the victorious, failure for the rest inglorious."
Oh, fuck.
I assume after that it's back to everyone else.
And then once that rings in your head, you the smoke dissolves and you're looking at the others. The other two realize that he's been gone for incommunicado for almost half a minute. You two had maybe like a second or two. He's gone for nearly 30 seconds. And by the time he opens his eyes again, sweat is pouring off him. His t-shirt is drenched.
Sally, you okay? What did you see?
The gunshots with the sound of fireworks and gunshots in the background. He first things first, he takes another deep drag on the cigarette, and then I think she's won something. I don't know what, but yes, a vision. Smoke, shouting, gunshots. Victoria's voice, she says she's won, and Raven all but confirmed it. This... Oh God. Blood in gutters, undead mutters. Victory to the victorious, defeat for all the rest inglorious.
So what? Will our actions soon will determine the outcome or something vague like that? I'm confused.
I hope so. I hope that we have a chance to make sure this does not happen, but I fear we might be too late. Maybe we missed something. What else? What else? The cradle rocked. Fated mocked. We are mocked. She mocks us. I'm sick of it. Raven has given us more. We've achieved what we had to before, now we have more to go on. We must move. If the cradle is rocked, that means those other two, they're making a move. But so is Victoria, and she has won something, or she will win something. I don't know. I don't think we can't, but we can't afford not to act. You and I, but we all know that. We can't just sit here. We can't just defend the cairn. It won't do us any good.
No, but we don't know what to do.
Might be worth trying to find those who rock cradles. If nothing else.
Yeah, I actually thought of a few things, but I don't think...
Rasmus, could you get any closer to your microphone? Because it's very, very low for me.
Sorry, it's because I was speaking in a soft-spoken voice.
I'm sorry, but it's just, I really almost had to sit on the laptop with the ear clean directly to the speakers to even make out what you're saying.
It's perfectly fine. No, I thought of a few things while I was sitting here and you were talking to last step. But I don't know if it'll be any use.
Anything you can tell us.
No, it's mostly... I was thinking of ways we could perhaps turn this whole thing around, because it very much feels like every step we take, Victoria has already prepared for it, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So I was thinking, well, clearly she has knowledge that we don't possess, but we could potentially get our own knowledge and fight her back that way. So I was thinking, who would have knowledge? And I thought of those hunters. I'm pretty sure they would probably know a lot more about all sorts of different stuff than we do.
Taliesin's eyes widen as he realizes what you're talking about. Or at least he thinks he realizes what you're talking about.
I mean, I doubt they'd work with us, but I mean...
You want to try and obtain information from the Order?
Well, presumably they would have it stored electronically, right?
Maybe, but... they must have protections against that kind of stuff anyway.
I mean, can they really protect against an umbral invasion?
I wouldn't put it past them.
Speaking of the Umbra, I actually had another idea as well. But it'll take a long while and will be quite dangerous. I thought that since Bane spirits have a tendency to hang out near vampires, right? Perhaps we could do a lot of scouting in the Umbra. Not engaging them or anyway, just observing them and find out where they are for the most part, and look at the movements. Write that down on a map of Dublin. Perhaps us to some nests.
You know, if it wasn't against the litany, I could kiss you right now. That's an absolutely brilliant idea.
Which one of them?
The scouting part. I love it.
Well, you might also like that I thought about who should probably go, and I figured Well, we could send Fenna because she's sneaky, and we could send you to guard her.
Well, it means you get out and maybe kill something, and that'll help you get rid of that. That might help you calm down that murder boner of yours.
Shiva looks pointedly at Taliesin and says, "You should probably put Fenna in charge, though."
Murder boner.
I do have a murder boner.
Oh, that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, he finds the words, Joan.
It's true, he is. But that was funny. That
Yes.
was really funny.
It was just too bad that it wasn't Fenna, because that could actually give us extra XP.
Hey,
Who's
if she
shooting in the
enjoys it,
background?
if Joan enjoys it, anyone can earn bonus XP by being funny.
That is true. It sounds like Glasgow is trying to kill each other.
Somebody is
Yeah,
anyway.
I'm sorry, it's fireworks. I can't really tell the people to stop.
No, you can't.
I had a few more thoughts as well. Because, as I mentioned, I was kind of mentally figuring out who would be best for what. And I thought, well, if we still had Janin, we could have done a sweep to find any information on the leeches we know when they were still alive. Possibly put out missing persons reports or stuff like that to just annoy them. Use any information. But I don't know if we can do that. I mean, we still have Taryn, but if we want her to try and go to the Order instead. And I figured with the allies we have, we could go around, talk to them. Perhaps some of the ghosts know more than we do.
That's a good idea, actually, yes. Okay, so if we... You already suggested that Fenna and Connell do the scouting. Do you wish... Is it a good idea to have them do that and then us go and do something else? Split ourselves up like that?
I don't know. I would definitely prefer if we could delegate more people to the tasks.
Yeah, well... With the Bastet out actually hunting the vampires, that gives us some breathing room to handle these other jobs, so...
Are the Bastet capable of going into the Umbra?
No, not as far as I'm aware.
Oh, okay, because, you know, cats being sneaky and all.
Yeah, they're sneaky enough for... They're sneaky enough for the Tellurian. I think if they could get into the Umbra, they'd be fucking terrifying.
Well,
In
they
any
haven't
case...
said that they couldn't get into the Umbra, just that they didn't do much in the Umbra.
Who needs a cat in order to be stealthy? I had 5 fucking successes on stealth, and 3 of them were 10s.
Sarah weren't all completely bad either.
Well,
I'm proud of her.
in regards to the idea of splitting between Fenna Connell doing scouting and then Taliesin and Shiva and possibly Taryn looking into the Order and ghosts for info, what does his common sense say to that? If anything, does common sense apply?
No, not really, because this is not something that you could say there's much precedent for. That you can say, oh, what does previous experience say?
Yes, yeah, but Taliesin's previous experience of splitting the party consists of a comedy song.
Yeah.
But in
What happened?
well, the one we all know. Don't you know you never split the party? That one. No, forget it. Okay, let's just... Yes, I think on this occasion we haven't got much choice, considering that we're the only guru in the whole of Dublin. Our options are limited, so we'll have to do as much as we can with what we have.
To be fair, we're probably not the only guru, but we're the only guru actually fighting for Gaia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If we're going for the Order, we should probably at least have Yumi and Taryn.
Yeah.
I don't know if they are able to guard from any umbral intrusion, but these are people who, against all odds, manage to kill supernaturals.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to get caught unaware.
True enough.
We have found out, which we were told last time, that they want all supernaturals dead. They've even killed Kithane.
Shush, you're not there.
Mm-hmm.
just talking.
Yes, that beautiful psychic link that we all share as player characters.
Well, no, it is. It's not something we all share as player characters. It is something that the ones with common sense share.
That's true.
True.
That gives common sense a whole new depth that we need to have. Common sense should actually be like a communal thing. We all become like some common sense hive mind.
Well, Karen doesn't have common sense, but that doesn't mean her voice can't be the common sense of others because they are trying to think logically.
No, I suppose.
So,
yes, I think we'll go for that, but it'll be a similar thing with the order. If we're going to go in for the order to try and access their information archives, it's going to be a quiet affair. We're not going to try and engage them for obvious reasons, because these are professional and very, very experienced supernatural hunters.
yes.
If they catch us, we're gone.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Taliesin's voice decided to be very English for a bit.
problem.
So we'll contact. He gets out his phone. I'll contact the others, tell them to get back here as soon as possible. If they've got any information, they can share it, and we can get work on the plans once we're all together.
We were just sent home to sleep, and now he wants to call us in again.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
Let's say as soon as possible. That could be when you wake up.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a case of.
We'll send them home. It's already been an hour. They slept enough. Come back.
Trying to think, what else could we do?
Maybe he could write when you're done sleeping.
Yeah.
When you're well rested.
A text will go into both of them saying something along the lines of good morning, my freaky darlings. Once you're up and about, meet us in the green. We have plans to work on.
I kind of like the fact that we're probably getting that as we're trying to be stealthy and looking through the window, and Taryn's phone isn't set on silent.
Yes, just looking through the window and then.
Oh, so she has a Nokia then.
No, but that's just the thing. That's just the one ringtone.
No, that was the Nokia tune. It is called Nokia tune.
I know. I have had Nokias. In fact, I still have a Nokia.
If
But-
I'm not mistaken, right now it's probably the theme to Pokemon.
Oh dear.
In which language?
In 8-bit.
Okay, but is it the English theme or the American theme? Because they are very different. Sorry, English or Japanese? I think I said American.
It's probably the Japanese version right now. In 8-bit.
I just imagine that the two characters are actually having this conversation outside of Temple Bar.
We're yipping this, so yeah.
Yes, I think if they hadn't noticed you before, they will notice you now if you're yipping.
Yip, 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 yip. With the background theme song to the Japanese version of Pokemon playing in 8-bit. Yep.
I don't think it would sound very good in 8-bit. Anyway,
Okay, let's
carrying on.
Let's get yes, please. All right. So the plan is for you guys to split up, but at the moment you are already split up.
Hey!
But
I
not in the right
succeeded.
way.
Exactly. So we shall hop back to Temple Bar. What do
With the
you
phone
guys?
going on.
You guys are looking in through the window, and you've seen this. Well, something is clearly going on in there. These people are upset at something, and then.
Do they look nervous, upset, as
Yes.
in, oh, we're going
Yes.
to die, or I'm
They-
going into an exam?
It
I don't
looks
know.
like the two people who carried the boxes in bring some news with them, and that makes everyone very nervous.
As in, oh, fuck, we're gonna die.
You can't know.
Well, there's usually the look of dread if you're nervous. There's different ways to look nervous.
Well, yeah, I would say that's you don't really have the
We can't see them that well.
Not only that, but you don't know these people. Consequently, it's hard to judge solely. It's hard to judge their facial expressions.
Yeah.
It's
So,
easier to
in
tell
other
on
words,
people you know, where you have a frame of reference. You don't with these guys.
They look antsy.
They look very nervous about something.
Okay.
They are looking at their telephones. One of the guys even wears an old-fashioned wristwatch, and he checks that several times while they are talking. They are glancing around themselves quite nervously, and eventually, one of them spots you guys.
And then the phone goes off.
How the hell did you roll it? Oh, it's just a matter of looking in the right direction, more or less.
Yes.
We are pretty noticeable. It's just like, oh god, they're looking at us. Beep, 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 beep. Fuck!
Exactly. And you've gotten a lot of impressions about these guys, but they suddenly notice you. This guy who sees you, it's almost bad comedy, because he stops whatever he's doing mid-motion, looks at you guys, then reaches out very slowly and taps his friend on the shoulder, and just with one finger, like, look over there.
The second he does that, Taryn just smiles. She doesn't really realize she's in lupus, and her phone goes off while she just waves a paw like, hi! Hi!
And then they start grabbing guns.
Yeah, you see, even in all the darkness, you can have moments of levity.
It's just, hi! Oh, fuck, run, Fenna!
Well, you don't even have to tell her.
Gone down the street.
Halfway down, she started cursing at herself. Why the fuck are we running? We're supposed to fucking kill them. Screw this shit.
Ambushing.
What did you say?
We can ambush them.
If they follow us.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. Well, 5 of
them
do.
We just have to turn a corner.
Ooh, let's turn a corner.
Yes.
All they're hearing in front of them is yip, 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 yip.
So you are belting down this way. Let me just point. You're going you're going in this direction, and then turning up.
Why not run up Merchant's Square thingy? An empty street.
Well, all the streets are empty.
They're all empty, yeah.
Point. I'm following Fenna. She knows how to ambush people.
Yes. If you're heading from where the arrow starts, and down this way, and then up Temple Lane South here, then you've turned a corner, obviously.
Yay!
And if you then, because they are obviously following but not right behind you, so if you then head in here, you are in a small, fairly enclosed area where you can butcher them in peace and quiet.
But it smells of food here.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And in fact, some of the stalls are they're permanent stalls. They're not taken down for the night. So plenty of places to hide and so on. Probably not if you're in Krenos, but certainly if you're in Hispo.
How about Hispo?
Yes, Hispo would do.
Then Finna's going to find a place to hide in Hispo.
Yes.
Yep. Karen does the same.
And
then she shuts the phone up.
And these 5 guys come around the corner after about maybe 15 seconds after you guys, or something, 20 seconds after they're huffing and puffing because, well, they've been running. They are all packing heat. It's the 4 men and one of the women. They're all packing some kind of firepower. And as they stand there, they look. First, of course, they look confused because where the hell did you guys go? And then one of the guys says, "They're not even supposed to be in here. What the fuck is going on? Are we letting the pups walk around in Temple Bar unchallenged like that?" And one of the other guys say, "I suppose we have to. With everything that's been going on, it's not exactly as if we have the feckin' numbers to stop them." and the woman just begins. She's looking around nervously in this. She doesn't like the fact that they've stopped moving. That's pretty clear. But she's like, would you two feckin' arseholes just shut the feckin' hell, shut up. Where are they? I can't hear a damn thing. Anyway, listen. She says, listen, I don't like this, and I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm looking to get out, and I'm looking to get out today. We can't trust those arseholes at all. There have been too many dead already. I don't want to be the next.
I wrote attack it because Taryn was getting ready, and then she started that. So I imagine her with the arse in the air, ready to pounce. And then, if you want to get out.
Well, my plan is to attack the moment, the very moment the last one has turned their back, be it because they've turned around or they have passed us.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically right now they're all they're not stupid, so they're all having their backs to each other to cover as many angles as possible. And one of the men shakes his head. He's clearly nervous, and he says,
Why?
he doesn't speak in the same Irish drawl as the others. He says, we can't do that. It's if we run, Connor is going to have our asses in slings. We can't run from him. If we leave, even if we leave Dublin, he's got friends everywhere. If you know we're never going to get out of this. And the woman shrugs and goes, feck that. If Connor is even alive by tomorrow evening, I'd be surprised. And if he is, I'd say let him come and get me. I'd much rather take my chances against him than I'd take my chances against a 9-foot hairy killing machine. This is not what I signed up for. And one of the last guy who hasn't spoken yet is like, so what did you sign up for exactly? If not for this, what did you think it was going to be? They're vampires. What the fuck did you expect? This isn't fiction. This isn't Bram Stoker's Dracula. This isn't, God's forbid, twinkly vampires looking like Diamond. This is the real deal. These guys drink blood and they kill people. If this isn't what you signed up for, then what did you sign up for?
Oh, I so want Taryn to take a glitter bomb and throw in their face now.
And the woman says, I don't even know anymore. I don't know. But these... Look, the werewolves are feckin' scary, alright? They're really, really feckin' scary. And... I don't care I don't care about all the hoo-ha that the actual vampires tell us. I don't care if they have 100 or 200 years. They're just not as tough as them, alright? They're not able, one-on-one, they're gonna get torn to shreds. Didn't you guys hear what happened at Bully's Acre? And the other guys just, they nod. The four men nod, like, yeah, she does have a point. It's pretty clear that they're getting, and she said, look, I say we leave. I just say we just go, leave now. How feckin' hard can it be? It's half an hour to Dublin Airport. We can get the feck out of Ireland. And one of the guys shakes his head. He was the one who said, basically, he was the same one who was angry before about what did you expect. He goes, we can't leave, for feck's sake. He says, we can't leave right now. If we leave now, there's nothing guarding the Elysium. There's nothing guarding the Haven. What are you thinking? And she's like, I don't care if they all die. I really don't. What have they done for us except throw our lives away? How many of us have died already? That is an argument that seems to carry some weight. The others, even the one who protested, nod. That's actually true.
Why can Taryn never get angry? I don't get it. Why can't she get angry?
So she looks over, the woman looks over her shoulder at her friends and is like, all right, are we in agreement here? Get the feck out of Temple Bar, drop the guns. I don't know about the rest of you guys. I have my credit card, I have money, I will get us the feck out of Dublin and out of Ireland. I just want to go now. The others, three of the others, nod, and it's not actually a bad idea, especially if they're looking in through the window and they know where we are. And I mean, we're not even safe in Temple Bar anymore. We're not safe anywhere. And the one guy who doesn't want to go is the angry one. He shakes his head and says, well, if you want to be cowards, then go. I'm going to go back and do my duty and guard the haven.
Are they starting to look like, okay, we're gonna lower us guns and then we're gonna get the fuck out?
Yeah, three of them are. The last one is moving. He's looking like he wants to go back.
And the second they do that, Taryn jumps them.
Yeah.
So you guys jump.
Priority being the guy who doesn't want to leave.
Though in Garou speak, Taryn will be yelling, fucking disloyal assholes. But in reality, it's yip, 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 bark.
Well, no. Garou speak is mostly about body language.
Yes, most of it.
Okay, then she's growling and barking at them because they're fucking disloyal assholes.
Yes.
Well, Finna appreciates them being disloyal.
And then she jumps them.
Yes.
To Chihuahuas shake them to death.
Yes. We are going to take the next break here, and when we come back, we're going to handle this swiftly, I think. But I will need a couple of rolls from you, but we will handle that when we get back from the break.
Yay, time for pancakes.
Okay, I'm stopping the recording in 3, 2, 1.